Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Muhammad Mirza Zafran bin Shaharuddin. My metric number 1252452 from group KBC1 BEM 3033 Language for Contemporary Society. So today our research topic is gender differences in politeness strategy among university students. So these are the contents which will be explained by our group members as we dive deeper into the videos. The contents are introduction, background of the study, research, which includes objectives, questions and methodology, findings and conclusion. What is politeness strategy? Politeness strategy means a way of being polite towards other individuals, or to put it simply, ways of speak politely. This strategy was introduced by Brown and Levinson 1978. The purpose of this strategy is to create an effective communication as both speaker and listener or addressee are comfortable with each other. Next, we look at the framework as the background of the study. There are two frameworks. The first one is politeness theory. As I mentioned before, this theory was introduced by Brown and Levinson 1978. So the second one is gender-led theory. This theory was introduced by Deborah Tanner. Okay, let's take a look at the first theory, which is politeness theory. In this theory, there are two major terms. The first one is positive phase or positive politeness strategy. This strategy emphasizes the desire to be liked or appreciated. For example, students, whenever they speak with their friends or even their colleagues, they use informal language to get along with each other. The second one is negative phase or negative politeness strategy. This strategy emphasizes on paying people respect or to avoid intruding them. As an example, whenever a student wants to speak with their lecturer, they use terms like would or could to be more polite, as their differences in social status is big. The second theory is gender-led theory by Deborah Tanner. This theory shows that men and women growing up learning two completely different communication styles. Let's take a look. Firstly, men, they use more direct approach in their way of speak. Usually, men speak more direct to assert their dominance. Next, women, on the other hand, they use a lot of hedges and fillers like basically, I think. So, women usually uses hedges and fillers to be more polite than men. Therefore, our research used both of these theories to analyze how gender differs in terms of politeness strategy among university students in their daily conversations.
In this research, we got two objectives, which is, the first one is to identify the type of politeness strategies commonly used by university students. Then the second one is to compare the use of politeness strategies between male and female students. As for the research question, we got two questions for this section, which is, how do male and female students differ in their use of politeness strategies in communication? Then the second one is, how do male and female students adapt their politeness strategies across different communication settings? Now we move to the research methodology. We took 12 days to reach our target to collect the data, which is 50 respondents. For the section A contains the demography of our respondents. Then the section B is about how do male and female university students differ in their use of politeness strategies. We use Likert section to gather the responses in this section. And the last part is the section C. The section C contains 4 different situations where the respondent required to use their own answer based on the situation given.
So move on to demography. Diagram 1 shows balanced gender of respondents. 25 boys and 25 girls to take part in our survey. Second of all, age. Diagram 2 shows the age belongs to those respondents. 15 of them are from 18 to 20 years old. 28 people are from 21 to 23 years old. which is the majority. Six of them are from 24 to 26 years old, and a single person above 26. Next one, level of study. Diagram 3 shows level of study of the respondents. 12 of them are in foundation. 36 people are undergrad, which is the majority. Meanwhile, 2 people already postgrad. Diagram 4 shows year of study of the respondent. Majority of them from year 1, which is 35 people. 8 people from year 2, 2 people from year 3, 4 people from year 4, and a single person is not even student. Last but not least, the universities where the respondents belong to. 35 people from USIM, which is the majority. 5 people from UITM, 2 people from UPNM and UIA each. 1 single person from UM, UMK, UKM, UMT, and UNIZA. And the rest were from other universities, which is 11 people.
Now we move to the next section, which is the section B. The section B, the first question of the section B is female students compliment others more often than male students. From the data that we collect from the respondents, the highest response in the section is for the agree category. For the agree category, we got 19 respondents and then 70 respondents for the strongly agree. This shows that most of the respondents agree with the statement where female students compliment others more often than male students. This shows that female students usually would compliment the others like their appearances or their fashion or maybe even their makeup. The next question is, female students usually use more polite language than male students. In this question, we got 22 respondents for the agree category, while in strongly agree, we got 14 respondents. In neutral category, we got 10. This shows that most of the respondents agree with the statement where female students use more polite words with the others, especially words like would or yeah to make the conversations more friendly. Now the next question is, male students usually communicate more directly than female students. In this question, we got 20 respondents for the agree category, and the highest respondents that they choose is strongly agree category, which is 21 respondents. This shows that most of the respondents agree with the statement where male students usually communicate more directly than the female students, because since they are kids, male usually are thought to be more direct and not showing any vulnerable sides, that because it shows that they are weak.
So now we're looking at why male students often speak more politely to female friends than to their male friends. The data shows 21 selecting agree and 15 strongly agree. Only 2 people chose strongly disagreed, while 12 remained neutral. A primary reason for this trend is often attributed to social norms and etiquette. Male students may feel a greater social pressure to show formal respect towards girls. In contrast, male to male feel more banter or more casual and less structured communication style. Now move on to the next question. Female students frequently use polite phrases like would or could. The data shows a very high level of agreement. Out of 15 total responses, 35 students agreed or strongly agreed that they use these phrases, while only 3 disagreed. A significant group of 12 remained neutral. A simple reason for this a simple reason for this trend is that using these softening words helps maintain social harmony. By saying can you or would you, students can make requests and share ideas without sounding too demanding or bossy. Next question is that both male and female students use phrases like would or could to older or higher status of people. The data is very clear. 41 out of 50 students agreed or strongly agreed with this statement. In fact, the agree category was the highest with 24 responses. Only two people strongly disagreed. A simple reason for this trend is uh, social hierarchy. We are often taught that using formal language with elders or authority figures is a key way to show some respect and maintain professional boundaries.
Alright, we are going to start with section C, which we are going to be focusing on how male and female university students differ in their use of politeness strategies. So, the first situation is asking a classmate for catch-up notes. For the female approach, this text is all about respect and not wanting to be a burden. And she kicks off with a friendly hello, acknowledge that it might be interrupting them, like sorry to bother you, use polite safety, calls like if you don't mind or could I quickly borrow, and wrap it up nicely with a thank you. So how about the male approach? So the male approach is they strips away the social backing completely, and they are using the ultra direct question, which is what did you learn yesterday? There is no warm up or apology. It is purely focused on getting the answer. So the second situation is disagreement on project group. So the female approach is the female takes to each of the disagreement right away by making the other person feel hurt first by saying, I respect your opinion, but I have different ideas. So she frames it to nobody, so nobody feel attacked or getting threatened. Then she throws in collaborative nudge, like maybe we can discuss to make it feel like they are taking the next steps together as a team. For male approach, the man just cut straight to the point, like I am completely against with the ideas, bro. Even though he calls him by name, there's absolutely no sugarcoating or conversion pending here. It is blunt, clear, and instantly put his cards on the table. So for the third situation, which is asking the classroom for a favor. For female approach, the female use the request gently as a collaborative question like, could you please help us get the project done? And use it with please and thank you so it keeps the vibe very polite and cooperative. But for female approach, the female, the interaction is casual, everyday transaction like, hey Daniel, can you get that project for me? Thanks, it is friendly enough, but it frames the favor as a direct talk. Just that, for me, rather than asking for help. So, the last situation is emailing the professor for an extension. For female approach, when dealing with the authority, she used the formal all the way up. She opens with a proper traditional greeting like good morning, sir or madam. Openly offers an apology like I sincerely apologize for disturbing you, and use high respectful and helpful phrasing such as may I kindly request. For the male approach, the male definitely respect the professor authority but approach it with a different kind of respect. So he starts with a warm cultural greeting like Salam Doctor, states the identity and just explain the reality of situation plainly. Like I am not able to submit the assignment. So his actual request is direct but polite cap off with a please at the end.
In conclusion, this study has achieved our main objective to identify the differences in politeness strategies used by both male and female students. For example, female students like to give compliments and use polite expressions such as would and could. Thus, female students tend to use more polite and indirect language as a daily communication. Meanwhile, male students communicate in a more direct, especially to their friends.